Hi, I'm Stuart from the Norfolk Honey Company and welcome to another Beekeeping Basics. Okay, so we're in one of our apiaries. It's early August. We've deliberately left this site with supers on the hives so that we can demonstrate how we clear the supers ready for extraction. And the method that we use is using something called a clearer board, and this has a rhombus clearer in it. You can see the rhombus clearer shape here. It's a plastic piece of equipment that screws down onto a simple board which has a gap beneath the board to allow the bees to clear down into, and the top is simply a hole that we've drilled that allows the bees to filter through the board and go down, and they then filter through the rhombus clearer and come out at the sides. And once they come through the sides, it's really difficult for them to find their way back up, and it usually takes between 8 to 12 hours to clear a full super. So we're going to go over to the hives, show you how we put this on, and then come back tomorrow morning and we'll show you that the supers have been cleared, and we can then take them off and take them back to the honey room for extraction. Okay, so we've carried out an inspection on this colony. The brood box is fine. We've seen eggs, we've seen the queen, they've got stores. So we know that we can safely remove all of the supers that are on this colony without the bees starving. If they didn't have any food in the brood box, then we'd leave one of the supers so that they've got stalls in case the weather turned inclement or the forage suddenly dried up for them. So what do we need to remove these supers? So we've got the clearer board, which I've already shown you. There are lots of different types. We just favour the rhombus board. It works really effectively for us, but there's porta-bee escapes, Canadian clearer boards. You could shake the bees out of the supers from the frames. Some people use leaf blowers to actually physically blow them, but we find this works really effectively for us. The other thing that we need to have is a spare empty super. So because this is a very large colony, if we cleared all of those supers down into the brood box, there'd be far too many bees in the brood box. So we need to give them some more room, and that's why we put the super on. So let's just go ahead and sort out how we put it all together. Okay, so the first thing to do is to pop the queen excluder back on, and we just knock the bees off the queen excluder. And I always like to just clean up the queen excluder frame and just scrape all the propolis off, and that allows for a better contact around the brood box. It's a very quick job, takes a few seconds, but it's worth doing each time so you don't have a build-up of propolis. Okay, so that's ready to go back on. So that will prevent the queen from coming up into the empty super that we're about to put on. And again, we just slide that on nice and gently. Okay, so now we have the clearer board. So two sides, the bees are going to go through the hole and come out the bottom. So that's the way that it goes on to the hive. It simply sits on top of the super, and then these supers are going to go back on top of there. And then the roof goes back on top as normal. Okay, so we've got everything set up. We've got the supers above the clearer board and the spare super beneath it. Now the bees will not be able to detect the queen's pheromone and will kind of start to panic and flood through the clearer board here down into the super, and once they start going through, they almost flood through. These will be empty in the morning, so we can come back and take them off. Finally, one thing that we always do is we mark the supers with a hive identifier. As part of our barrier management against disease, we always return the supers back to the same hive that they've come from. Same apiary, same hive, every time each season. So what we're going to do is I'll just take this roof off, and you can see that this top one we've already extracted once before, and it's got the apiary identifier and the hive number. So that's what we're going to just write on the side using a Queen marker pen. And we do it on each of the supers. We don't need to do it on the bottom one. So we've now got the 3 supers all marked up, ready to take away tomorrow to extract. So we'll catch up again in the morning and we'll video the supers, hopefully clear of bees, and we can show you what we do next. Okay, so we're back in the apiary the following morning. Complete change in the weather. It's now throwing it down with rain, but that's not a major problem. What we're going to do is we're going to take these 3 supers off, and hopefully they'll have cleared down. So remember to put your suit on, keep your bee suit on. They should be clear, but you'll have maybe a few bees that are still in there and you don't want to get stung. And also there's no need to light your smoker. We're not going to be inspecting the bees, we're just literally lifting these off. And remember, these are going to be quite heavy, so take your time and be safe. So we're going to just put our hoods up now, and then we're going to take the roof off and have a look, see what we've got. Okay, so the supers have cleared, and we've probably got maybe 20 or 30 bees in here, which is fine. There's no need to really worry about those. If you do need to clear every single bee from the frames, it's simply a case of taking the frame out and just brushing them off at the entrance of the hive. Okay, so we're just going to take these off and pop them there, and we're going to come down as far as the clearer board. So that's 3 supers off this colony, and we leave the clearer board on for now. So we pop the crown board back on top of the clearer board, and then the roof on top of that. And what we do is we'll extract the supers, and then we'll bring those back and they'll go beneath the clearer board, and then we can remove the clearer board once we've put those back on. So I hope you found that of interest. Please share and like the video, and we'll catch up with you next time when we're doing some extracting. Thanks for watching.